There was a young boy named Daniel. Daniel wasn't the smartest in his class. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the most talented. In fact, most people didn't even notice him. But Daniel had something inside him, a quiet dream. He wanted to become successful. He wanted to change his life. He wanted to make his family proud. But life didn't make it easy for him. Every day felt like a battle. At school, he struggled to understand lessons. At home, things were not easy. Sometimes there was no encouragement, only silence, and slowly. That silence started to speak. It told him, "You are not good enough. You will never make it. Just give up." And one day, Daniel almost listened. That evening, he sat alone, staring at his books. He had failed another test. Tears filled his eyes. For the first time, he said it out loud, "I think I'm done." Done trying, done believing, done dreaming, because no matter how hard he tried, nothing seemed to work. He closed his book, and at that moment, he was ready to quit. But something strange happened. As he stood up to leave, an old memory came back to him. It was his younger self. A version of him that believed anything was possible. A version of him that used to say one day, "I will become great." Daniel froze, and then he asked himself one question. What happened to that boy? He sat back down, not because things had changed, but because something inside him refused to die. A small voice whispered, "Try one more time, not 10 times, not forever, just one more time." So Daniel opened his book again. This time, he didn't rush. He didn't try to be perfect. He just tried to understand little by little. The next day, he tried again and again and again. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. Nothing magical happened overnight, but slowly. Something began to change. He started understanding things better. He started improving, not because he was the best, but because he didn't quit. Then one day, something unexpected happened. Daniel passed a test, not with the highest marks, but better than before. And for the first time in a long time, he smiled. That small victory changed everything, because it proved one thing. He wasn't a failure. He was just in progress. From that day, Daniel stopped focusing on being perfect. He focused on being better than yesterday. Step by step. Day by day. And over time, the same boy who almost quit became someone people looked up to. Years later, someone asked him, "How did you make it?" Daniel smiled and said, "I didn't win because I was the best. I won because I didn't stop." And now, if you're listening to this message is for you. You may feel tired. You may feel like giving up. You may feel like nothing is working. But listen carefully. You are closer than you think. That moment when you feel like quitting is often the moment right before things change. So don't stop. Not today, not now. Not when your story is still being written. Because one day, you will look back at this moment and be glad you didn't quit. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more motivational content.